I came over here for the opening of the hall, and I came in through that new entrance, and I saw that gymnasium, and I saw the renovated staff room, and the rest of the school. The thought in my mind was the fulfilment of a dream.
So for me, when I think of Cardijn, I think of a lighthouse, a beacon of the south.
All of Cardijn for me is about the community in the area.
With past students coming back as teachers and the students together and the things that we can achieve.
The culture and atmosphere of Cardijn is amazing to be a part of. Everybody appreciates one another and it's got a big sense of family spirit with our Maris characteristics.
We have this beautiful view of the oceans and the Southern Vales, and we see it every day. And I just think that the families put their trust in us and we deliver.
Looking back, I remember Cardijn when it was first built in 1984, watching it. I think I was about 8 years old then, being constructed next door, just one building. You know, there was a dedicated group of local parents. They wanted to sort of see the option for a Catholic education for their kids in the Southern Vales.
In that first year, there was the knowledge that we were doing something very important, something very significant for the church and for the people of the Southern Vales, and all underpinned with the philosophy and principles of our great leader of youth, Joseph Cardijn. Here's Joseph right behind me.
Brother Walter Smith, our first principal, was a Maris brother.
Brother Walter was principal for the first 4 or 5 years, and then he retired and Jeff Crozer came in.
There was no gym. There was one oval that had lots of bindies on it.
I was at Cardijn when they introduced the house system, and at that stage I was the proud member of Blue House, later to become Chisholm House.
As the school grew to have another house, which was White House, Romero. Yeah, I always just remember walking into the Romero doors and just feeling like it was just a really nice place of belonging.
For me, I'm looking at the canteen run by Pam Healy back in the day, and she knew every student, first and last name. She made homemade soup, and I just think that was a really special little building, but really beautifully run.
The school really is, in many ways, in those days the school was a bit of a blank canvas, and it's wonderful to see some of the traditions that have built up over the last 40 years.
There are traditions here that are really strong and have really resonate with the students and the families, and I think they all love that. And I see a lot of parents in the community who often comment on what we do and how we do it and how much the students enjoy it.
Some traditions at Cardijn that can never leave are our Athon Day. We've had that going for so very long.
When we did it, it was a walkathon day. We left from here and we trekked, I believe, from the school. I remember going through the townships of Port Noarlunga, all the way along the Esplanade, and then we circled back.
It's evolved into a really Year 12 run Athon Day, which I think is really special, but it's certainly something that should never be lost, I think.
Yeah, the school used to go and have its annual exchange with Tennyson Woods, and in those days they would jump on the train down to Mount Gambier and take a ride down to get there. So it was a different little time.
Certainly one that I personally remember is winning the Tennyson Exchange one year down in Mount Gambier, and that hardly ever happens. And I was coaching the netball and the basketball team, and the kids came away with the win.
The most memorable experiences for me at Cardijn College have been the Tennyson Exchanges that I've been able to be a part of, especially travelling to be a part of a small group of students and teachers that really promote the community that we are together, and it was really cool to be a part of a tradition that's been around for so long and that I can see being a tradition in the future.
The biggest change, I think, in the growth and development of Cardijn is I remember when I first came here, in 1991, at the end of the year, we celebrated the graduation for our Year 12s in a little small room in a side theatre, and now we have this incredible Year 12 graduation at the entertainment centre, the glamour and the sparkle, and when you walk in there, you feel like, I think every kid must feel like a movie star in there, because it's just such a wonderful event. The other traditions, I think Year 12's dancing.
The Year 12's dancing at grad, somebody said to me this morning, we can't ever let it go. It really does bring them all together, and they look forward to doing it.
Well, Cardijn's changed a lot, but I think in that evolution we're able to, expand our house system to 8 houses, and we try our very best to really make sure we know all the kids within our house very well. So I think we understand the importance of that.
One of the leaders of the school, Greg Hay, used to say, "Oh, they're one of ours," and when he said they're one of ours, it really meant something. And people come into this community, and once they are part of what we are, they are one of ours, and they're special to us. And I think we've managed to maintain that, even with 1,500 students on this campus. Every student is connected to and special to someone here, and their families are known. And I think the evolution of that, to keep that, maintain that, while we've grown so much, I think is quite exceptional.
What became really evident to me is that, looking back on my high school years, is I believed that the teachers really cared about us here at Cardijn. I think it probably was a huge part in my decision on sending my children here. I wanted them to have the same nurturing and caring that I had received from all of the teachers.
I'd really like to get across that this is a very special community, and it offers so much to the students, and before anything else, the students are people, and that's really acknowledged at this school.
Seeing past students come in and talk to us, they still talk about their memories that they had at Cardijn, and it's great to see that they still appreciate the opportunities that they had at school.
One of the things that stands out to me, over the years we have students who do quite amazing things in their chosen careers, but also in the community. One of the things that's interesting to me is that in Port Noarlunga itself, in the township, half the businesses at least are owned by ex-Cardijn students who are making their way in the world and doing it very successfully. Another thing that I think is amazing is that we have so many past students who work at the college and who bring their talents back and give back to the community, and I think that says something about the school, that people want to come back and work here, and it's saying this school matters, this community matters to us, it mattered to us when we were here, it still matters to us.
It's a true testament, the amount of old scholars that have come back to teach at this school, and it's really inspiring for me as a student now to know the great things that can come out of this school and the things that I might be capable of.
I started here in 1989 and look, they were building then, they're still building now, it's sort of growing continually ever since, but what a different place it is today compared to those days. And you look at how it's progressed today, it is just such a remarkable change. A lot of ex-Cardijn parents had a very different idea about what the school was like now. So they still had this idea of a little, dusty. And then when they actually saw it, they were like, oh, right.
Some milestones that I can see very recently is obviously the amalgamation of our 3 campuses. It's an enormous task that we need to pay tribute to Dr. Ryken in making that happen, and it really is shaping how we are as a Cardijn college in the southern area, and I just think it's amazing the diversity of pathways, career pathways that the kids can now attain because of that amalgamation. There's so many wonderful facilities that we have now, and I just watch the kids inside this beautiful building that we've now got, and they can be as warm as toast in winter.
For me, I feel a lot of pride being a part of Cardijn College's history in the 40th year. I know there have been so many students and staff that have walked through the gates, and it's really cool to be even a small part of that. And I know there's a lot of potential in the future that this school holds, and I'm really excited to see where that goes.
I think Cardijn's an absolutely remarkable school. It's a really great school. And I think what I'm really excited to see is how Cardijn really has that impact in its community over the next 40 years and beyond.
I feel blessed to be here at Cardijn. I wouldn't have been here for this long if I didn't love it, and I want people to know that it's a wonderful establishment.
Okay, in 1984, Cardijn grew out of the car park of St Luke's Parish Church onto pretty much a dusty, dirty site just like this one. And in 2024, the next 40 years is going to happen around here as we move into a senior school with all kinds of facilities and growth on what is essentially Marion West. Welcome to the next 40 years.